audition. Show up to the Baltimore School for the Arts on a Saturday. Auditions are over. She said, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "Yo, I came to audition. I'm coming to School for the Arts." And he's like, "Oh, really? You're coming to School for the Arts?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to play."
There wasn't much apparent. I mean, he didn't have much book knowledge at that point. If you're musical, you can manipulate sound in a way that is expressive, it is beautiful, and you can sense that at very minute levels.
He went and talked to the other brass faculty at School for the Arts, and he said, "You must be the luckiest guy on the planet. We're going to accept you into the School for the Arts." Probability of that, 1 in...
A classic, but basically Riggs the Riches story about a boy who had nothing, and then he found music and he found his passion and he worked hard and he did all these things and he found a family and he found his soul, I guess.
That film really got me a little bit. You know, he comes from worse than nothing almost, and you know, he got lucky, I guess. He caught a break, he got adopted, and then he just kept taking the breaks and going with them and doing better and better. Amazing. Great movie too, nicely shot.
I saw it from a different perspective, beyond like the music and going from, you know, the streets to being a classical musician. I saw the link between the brothers having a musical connection, and I felt that that link came from their mom. And they led both very different lives, but they ended up being musically inspired humans, and that's what I noticed throughout the whole film.
Yeah, and two very different music styles, of course, right? The classical style and then the new age kind of hip-hop style. The merging those two musical elements together, which was kind of cool. And it seemed like we caught, like the filmmakers caught that moment of him like going to that first take and like him just hitting gold in that first take. And it seemed like they just got gold by basically having the camera on during that moment. And the way they shot it too with the light, and it was like kind of a magical moment. It was very powerful.
I loved especially when he went to that park and he came across that fountain, and that had been his old bathroom. I just found that so poignant. And he has, as well as being a gifted musician, he has the most extraordinary, beautiful smile. And so does his brother. When his brother does smile, they're like, whoa. Just gorgeous.
So they say luck is opportunity meets preparation. Like he took the ball and ran with it, or he took the tuba and ran with it, literally, and all the way to just about passion, I guess, right? Like he got lucky finding it. And like think about, I've lived a very privileged life. I can't even relate to that water fountain scene. It was very powerful. Like how another filmmaker gold. Like they caught him in that moment where like, this is where he came from. It's like the classic story arc, right? Like he came from that, and like now he's a doctor and he's a professor at a big university, and he you know, it's amazing. Anyways, it was kind of a cool story. Like what an arc of a human being.
I like when the professor, the guy who was really tough on him, said he was the hardest worker. You know, he worked harder than anyone. So I mean, he earned it.
It does show you that music does touch the soul. And that's 100% right there.
I think all through the movie, I was caught by his humility. That he never talked about himself as being the doctor, other people did. And he returned to his roots, which is a pretty depressed area, not feeling superior, but almost being refreshed by the memory and by the people he grew up with, that they meet on a very personal level and not on a different social level, in spite of his success. And I think that was a dominant theme that carried through the whole film.